Most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they trust motivation. Motivation feels powerful in the beginning, a new year, a new plan, a fresh promise to finally change. In those moments, everything feels possible. You feel unstoppable. You believe this time will be different, but motivation is emotional, and emotions are temporary. Life gets busy, energy drops, stress increases, and slowly, almost without noticing it, you return to the same old habits, the same patterns, the same excuses, the same frustration. What if the problem was never your discipline? What if the problem was never your mindset? What if the real problem was the system you were using to change your life? You're watching gang readers, decoding ideas, uncovering insights, and reading between the lines of the world's most powerful books. Subscribe if you're ready to upgrade the way you think. You wake up late, not because you want to, but because your habits decide for you. Your phone is the first thing you touch. You scroll without thinking. Minutes disappear. Important things get postponed. Exercise, learning, quiet time. At night, guilt shows up. You promise yourself tomorrow will be better. You promise yourself you'll change. But tomorrow looks exactly the same. This cycle doesn't mean you are weak. It doesn't mean you lack discipline. It means your habits are perfectly designed to give you the results you are currently getting. Atomic Habits explains why change feels hard and how to make improvement feel natural. The word atomic has two meanings. First, something extremely small. Second, something incredibly powerful. Atomic habits are tiny actions, so small that most people ignore them. 1 page of reading, 1 glass of water, 5 minutes of movement. On their own, they don't look impressive. They don't feel life-changing. But repeated daily, they quietly shape who you become. Atomic habits are not about overnight success. They are about slow, steady transformation. Imagine improving your life by just 1% every day. 1% feels insignificant, almost pointless. You won't feel different tomorrow. You won't see results next week. But over time, those small improvements compound. After 1 year, that 1% becomes massive growth. The same rule applies to negative habits. Skipping workouts, eating poorly, avoiding effort, small actions, repeated daily. Habits are not about instant results. They are about the direction your life is moving. You don't wake up one day successful. You don't wake up one day unhealthy. You drift there, slowly, quietly. Every habit you repeat is a vote for your future life. Your habits decide your health. Your habits decide your career. Your habits decide your confidence. Long before you realize it, your habits have already chosen your destination. Every habit follows a simple loop. First, the cue, a trigger that tells your brain to start. Second, the craving, the desire for a feeling. Third, the response, the action you take. Fourth, the reward, the satisfaction your brain remembers. This loop repeats until behavior becomes automatic. Once a habit is formed, you no longer need to think. The first law of building better habits is simple. Make it obvious. Every habit begins with a cue, something you see, something you hear, something you feel. Your environment is constantly giving you signals. Most of the time, you don't even notice them. If junk food is visible, you eat it. If your phone is next to your bed, you scroll. If the TV is always on, you keep watching. This is why self-control is overrated. People with strong habits are not stronger than you. They are better at designing their environment. When good habits are obvious, they feel natural. When bad habits are hidden, they slowly fade. The goal is not to fight temptation. The goal is to remove it. Make good habits obvious. Make bad habits invisible. Your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your behavior. If healthy food is visible, you eat better. If your workspace is clean, you focus more. If distractions are nearby, you lose control. You don't need more willpower. You need better surroundings. Change the environment. The behavior will change on its own. Your brain follows dopamine. Dopamine is released before the reward, not after. This means your brain is motivated by anticipation, by what it expects to feel. Bad habits are attractive because they offer instant pleasure. Good habits often feel boring in comparison. To fix this, you must change how a habit feels. One powerful method is habit stacking. You pair a habit you want to build with something you already enjoy. Coffee with reading, music with workouts, a podcast with walking. When a habit feels enjoyable, you stop relying on discipline. Consistency becomes automatic. Attraction is not optional, it is essential. Humans are social beings. We naturally copy the habits of people around us. If your environment values growth, you grow. If it values comfort, you stay stuck. Belonging is powerful. Choose environments that support who you want to become. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy. Most people fail because they try to change too much, too fast. They set goals that require constant effort and motivation. Atomic Habits introduces the 2-minute rule. Start a habit that takes less than 2 minutes. 1 push-up, 1 page of reading, 1 minute of learning. This is not about results. It is about showing up. When a habit is easy, resistance disappears. Once you begin, momentum carries you forward. You don't need to do more. You need to do it more often. Most people wait for perfect conditions, perfect mood, perfect time. But progress doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency. Small actions, repeated daily. Consistency builds trust with yourself, and self-trust builds confidence. The final law of habit change is to make it satisfying. Your brain is wired to repeat behaviors that feel rewarding. The problem with good habits is that results are delayed. The reward comes later. To stay consistent, you need immediate satisfaction. This is why habit tracking works so well. A check mark, a streak, a visual sign of progress. Progress makes effort feel worthwhile. When success is visible, you don't want to break the chain. What gets rewarded gets repeated. Make your progress impossible to ignore. The deepest level of change is identity change. You don't act your way into new habits. You think your way into a new identity. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Small habits shape self-image, and once identity changes, behavior follows naturally. You don't change your life in one moment. You change it quietly, daily. One small habit, repeated. That is how transformation happens. Comment. Start and begin today. You're watching Gang Readers, decoding ideas, uncovering insights, and reading between the lines of the world's most powerful books. Subscribe if you're ready to upgrade the way you think.